Rhaenyra is triumphant, and we're going to talk about it. So the episode starts off with a cold open, which kind of messed me up in the first place. I was like, oh, we're going to get a special episode. Sir Gawain and Daemon set terms in the end of this war, even though some people think it's still happening. It's not like there's a telephone network where you can just be like, oh yeah, sorry, war's over, everybody, stand down. But this reminds me of a contract signing in wrestling. The atmosphere is so tense. I'm expecting somebody to get put through the table. And by put through the table, I mean lit on fire. Because there are dragons on both sides, even though Damon came up here with 3 dragons. Remember, Ulf's still a little hot about how he was being treated. But hey, he gets offered a castle here, and it's something that he probably can give him, and probably will now that Daeron is fake. But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. We get to fake Daeron, which with a name like Daeron, man, I swear, like if you're looking for a baby name, just throw a slice of Swiss cheese at a random open page of Fire and Blood, and that's your baby name. You're good. Whoever did this guy's character design deserves a raise. This guy absolutely looks stout as fuck. Maybe it's the bowl cut, maybe it's the big frown, I don't know. Big and brutish. They added a little mouse at the foot of the Iron Throne. That's cute foreshadowing. It's interesting that we saw this before the event actually occurred. Here we have Queen's Landing happening with Massaria over here and Daemon over here and the rest. It's Rhaenyra's first day. And doesn't she look happy? She looks all excited even though she has no idea what kind of craziness awaits her. Duty number 1. Daeron's here. What do we do with him? So Rhaenyra decides, we're going to keep you prisoner. It's fine. We're not going to kill you. Daemon tries to encourage her to kill him all episode. And he's not wrong. Like, if he's alive, he's a claimant to the throne. Little bro Daeron doesn't seem to talk much. And when I first saw him, I just thought, this is a lot of trauma. He's a young kid. And then when Rhaenyra says that he looks a little too young, I was like, wait, what's going on? That's odd. But then again, I figured, hey, he was sent to Old Town when he was a baby, so who knows what he looks like now. But it's interesting that everybody who lays eyes on him goes, this ain't a Targaryen for some reason. And again, if they had the purple eyes, you'd be able to just tell. There's no contact lenses in this world. Unless there's an optometrist in Old Town that knows how to change the color of your eyes with like glass candles or something. So when she asks him politely, what the fuck were you doing? And he can't respond, he doesn't respond to anything, she just goes, we're gonna keep you locked up. We're not gonna kill you. But I think by the end of this episode, Daeron's dead. Without a shadow of a doubt, once they find out that this kid is not Daeron and Daeron is still in Old Town and there's even more stuff happening, he's cooked. Unless he's the one who actually takes over and wins the Game of Thrones at the end of the day. Next problem. We got no money for a coronation. Sorry, Rhaenyra, you can't do that. And she is insistent that she have one because, symbolically it's important. And also, like, visually it's important. It's important in a lot of ways. And she insists it's not for vanity's sake, which I believe, but at the same time, it kinda is. She's kind of a bridezilla about this. And there are way more important things that need to be sussed out. The fact that there's no money is in of itself a huge problem. Not just because coronation, but the people can't eat. There's pirates running amok everywhere. There's people who are still allied with the Greens that she has to get rid of. The blockade she put in place herself has done crazy damage to this place. This episode quickly became an episode of Civilization when you start to lose culture in your city and your people start to rebel. All she has to do is build a few more temples. Only she kind of destroys a temple instead. Not a physical one, but her relationship with the church is now strained. Also, like we talked about before, Aegon had all the rat catchers hanged, so there's no rat catchers. Although I thought there were supposed to be more cats, and I do believe that's why there is cats later on that Arya gets to chase around, is because there's no rat catchers. She also has to be on the lookout for Vhagar, which that shouldn't be too hard. Vhagar is ginormous. There's no way you're missing that thing. But Vhagar also has a knack for hiding really well for some reason, doing ninja shit, like Big Show throwing a surprise punch. This is ridiculous. They also can't find Aegon, who it's very important that she have a body for the church in order for them to move on. This is very Henry VIII. They won't let me remarry. I hate the church. Not only is Vhagar missing, but Sheepstealer's out there, and they still have no idea who Sheepstealer's rider is. And since Rhaenyra is now the queen, she needs her new heir, who is supposed to be being watched by none other than Sheepstealer's rider. Like, there's so many problems. And the biggest episode of You Won What Now of all time. which is one of my favorite things. I love the, yeah, happily ever after. Okay, what happens next? I want to know all that shit, the logistics. This is the show of my dreams. Not this show in particular, but this universe. I always ask these dumb questions and they're answering them all. She also needs to appoint an entirely new team. She fired the ones from Dragonstone because they were the ones ruining season 2, and I agree. That felt like something for us, the audience. It's like when Paul gets broken up with by Mary Jane. That felt like it was just for us. Yeah, we got rid of those motherfuckers for you. Bless you, Queen Rhaenyra. I swear fealty. But there's also something really funny that they mentioned, that they're running out of candles. So every scene from now on, I'm just kind of diligently paying attention to how dark the rooms are. But not only does she need to flesh out her cabinet and also replace her hand because of what happens later, she needs to also get a whole new Kingsguard because, well, the current Kingsguard is kind of locked up for being traitors. It's hard to find quick replacements when everybody that's around used to be in the previous regime. I think Helena should actually be the queen. She here out of anybody has the most sense. I love that when Rhaenyra comes in here and goes, you promised me an arrival party, you promised me confetti, hats, ribbons, a big banner that says mission accomplished with a Targaryen flag across it, a mint on my pillow, and I arrive to none of these things done. What gives? And I love Alicent's reaction here. She's looking around like, are you fucking serious? Am I being fucking punked? And I also love that the joy and the laughter Helena interjects with accurate and true statements. Every time Helena speaks, there should be a vine boom after it. Rhaenyra's like, where's Aegon? And Helena's like, he ran away like a bitch. And I feel so bad for Helena, who is, like, visually uncomfortable about having to stay in this room. And Rhaenyra is forcing her to do it anyway because, well, you're prisoners now. How are we prisoners? We literally did everything within our capabilities to make you comfortable and give you this place. You're just now struggling with the now what portion, and that's on you. Don't come in here taking it out on us. And also Rhaenyra's like, yeah, you can see your daughter every couple of days or so. What the fuck? For a few hours. Get bent, Rhaenyra. Considering how you know things are, you'd think she'd want to see her kid a little more than that. She won't even sit in his chair in the High Council room. She just kind of touches it fondly, like she can visualize him still sitting there, and how uncomfortable she was on the Iron Throne. This random person resembles Jace enough to mess Rhaenyra up for a moment, and you start to see the cracks start to show. She is beyond her limit, overwhelmed. She's in the middle of dealing with grief, and it also causes her to have her Bilbo moment. Why shouldn't I kill him? Like, my son was killed. We have one of those awkward SNL dinner scenes where everybody is just quietly eating and awkwardly breaking the silence to say one horrible thing after the next. What they say isn't necessarily terrible, it's the implication behind their eyes. I love that the Hall boys were giving her the ancestral side eye, because, like, girl, you better not fuck us over here. And she ends up fucking them over because, you know what? If I acknowledge your bastards, people will be like, of course she acknowledged bastards, like Jace. And that's gonna put the whole line of succession in trouble. If I was her, I would start looking for other heirs. Hell, I'd adopt Baela. The problem is Baela's a dragon rider, and that usually shortens your lifespan, so I definitely make Baela my heir. I would just start throwing heirs around left and right. With how she treats the small folks this episode, I don't think she really has to worry about how she looks to the common folk for having bastards for sons, considering the bastards that now have dragons that everybody knows are bastards. Rhaenyra can make a change and take a stand, but instead she's like, I'm afraid of what people will think of me. You just fed a bunch of lords rats. People now imagine you a certain way. She doesn't even get to let him style himself. He can't even be Adam of Sea Smoke. Nah, you're Adam of Hull still. Fuck you. But he's a knight. Can't take that away from him. But I agree 100% with Corlys. He lost his entire livelihood because of this shit. You owe him something. Who cares what everybody thinks? And it's that time of the month. She cannot catch a break. Damn. But that probably explains why she was feeling so woozy yesterday when she got super overwhelmed next to Massaria. Because it was starting to look a little bit like Targaryen madness. I was like, you going crazy? And it was like, oh no, just your period. Okay. Watching her figure out her accessories is very interesting. She wants to carry a sword, but Massaria is like, yeah, maybe you should wear some jewelry. And her handmaiden's like, you know what? A chain gives you gravity. Just this formal gear that she's wearing right here is fine, maybe minus the crown. Once city council time came around, poor Rhaenyra is all sweating and she's obviously not doing great, and now she has to deal with the common folk. Listening to her trying to deal with the common folks' problems kind of feels like listening to me play Dungeons and Dragons. No matter what you suggest, it's the wrong answer. And she even gets some guff from a lady who comes up and goes, we ain't got no sheep, cause your fucking dragons keep eating them. But this causes Rhaenyra to go and hang out with Alicent later and be like, listen, you used to do this. How? How? I do not understand. There's way too many irons in the fire. And Alicent's like, yeah, fucking hard, right? They don't listen to me because of their medieval understanding of gender politics. So we never got anything done. Not to mention, Larys had so many schemes that who knows what was going on. Hey, this job changes people. And Rhaenyra's like, not me though. I'm built different. And if you've seen Cyberpunk Edge Runners, you know that that's not the answer. Your boy Hugh the Hammer don't waste no time. The benefits package, what about it? And Rhaenyra's like, everything's kind of ass over tea kettle right now. Can you wait? And he's like, not really, no. And I get this, once you get a job, you want to be able to understand what you signed up for. You want to see the benefits package. I get it. But at the same time, Hugh, look around you, bro. Do you not see the chaos? Your wife seems fine living with her family at the moment. Just chill. Also, Ulf got to make his nickname his real name. Good for him. Don't let your memes be dreams. He may yet get to live in Lord Hightower's quarters. It looks like she took Alicent saying this job changes you as a challenge. And she speed ran this. She's like, alright, time to feed everybody rats. We live in a place with no rat catchers. Did the city guard capture all these rats? Or are the rats so bold they just are standing next to you and you just pick them up and put them in a pot? I will say, the rat was at least plated well. And it honestly looked a lot more appetizing than the dry-ass chicken they were eating earlier with Corlys. But screw it, I don't care. This was a great move. I love this from Rhaenyra. It's a way to get the people on her side. It's a way to fill up some granaries. It's a way to punish the lords that were not loyal. This is a great idea. I love this. The one trailer park boy lord was like laughing her face like, yeah, we run the markets and stuff, right? We will remember this. Daemon thinks that politics is stupid and war is super cool. We should be doing super cool war, not dumb, boring politics. Oh! And Rhaenyra's like, hey, stupid. We can barely keep King's Landing. We have to get our house in order before we try to take over the world. And you know what, honestly, because Daemon's so bored, go over to somebody, hey, do you swear fealty to Rhaenyra? No? Put your head on that chopping block. He can go and strike fear in everybody, get some people to bend knees. Because he just seems like he's bored. He's also overconfident in the fact that he has all these dragons. He forgets that all they do is treat their dragon riders like shit. Except for Bela, who now has the weight of Jace's death on her head. Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is, I never left you. All through my wild days, my mad existence, I kept my promise. Corlys goes up to the counter and goes, hey, my son said he didn't want no pickles. And Rhaenyra's like, listen, we gotta have the pickle. It's store policy to give you the pickle. And then he turns around and goes, her sons are bastards, everybody. Bastards. All of them. They're bastards. Yeah, mine are, but so are hers. He can't keep being hand after this, right? Even though I absolutely 100% get where he's coming from. Poor Adam was embarrassed. And Adam is the reason we're here today. And Corlys lost everything. Luckily for Rhaenyra, she just so happened to set some stuff from the Hightowers on fire, which was perfect for her to gaze into vengefully when she found out that Ormond fucked on her. So you're telling me, when Daemon captured Daeron, and I'm using air quotes, fake Daeron, they didn't take the dragon somehow? They just left it there? That's the most confusing part of all this. But yeah, I thought this was great. I love that she just so happened to tell them to burn all this, and they lit it on fire right when her rage ignited. It's fun, it's a little cheesy, we love a little cheese. This episode was great. It showed the consequences of getting what you want. Rhaenyra chased this car called the Iron Throne, and what are you going to do now that you got it? I got to give it maybe an A. It could have been an A+, but the dragon? Other than that, though, fantastic stuff. Thank you so much for checking it out. Give it a like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your enemies. Don't worry about what the people who don't respect you think of you. I love you.